out in public, I would be more than happy if you know what's on it.
I don't know what you want.
If you know what's in the letter and you want to tell us now, then.
Anna, we're not
I told
doing
you what was in the
Ron,
letter.
Ron, we're not doing this. Anna, if you would like to
You have something to hide. If you didn't have anything to hide, you would put that letter out right now.
What am I hiding? All it was a comment on Facebook that she sent to me.
Well, that wasn't what
Okay.
Cindy read. We have it on video what Cindy read in the meeting.
Well, then what do you want to
then
comment
watch it.
for?
Anna, we're moving on. Do you have any additional questions?
No, I don't.
Okay, so then I would ask you to pass the microphone to the next person who wants to speak.
Okay.
My name's Diane, it's Nicolella, and I'm from Windsor Woods. You had the map up there that you were going to make some recommendations and approve the new map. We in Windsor Woods don't have Cecil Township roads yet because it's not fully built. Is that why it looks like there's only 2 streets there? Yep. Because it's going to look like this, and in fact, this area here is going to have an additional 150 homes in it. And we don't exist until the Cecil Township takes over the roads, because there's going to be a well pad 1,000 feet from our homes, less than 1,000 feet from other people's homes. And we don't want to be considered R1 when, you know, we're a high density, or at least a medium density. And also and this is from the Post-Gazette, this Sunday's paper. And also this last Sunday. This Sunday, I just want to read a few paragraphs. It won't be quite as long as Anna. No problem. There have been plenty of high-profile landslides dislodging and destroying oil and gas pipelines over the past few years, just as rains have wreaked havoc outside of the oil field. With hundreds of well pads and thousands of miles of pipelines newly added to the grounds in Pennsylvania over the past decade, the industry's development disturbs the surface and eliminates some trees and vegetation that would otherwise absorb rainfall. Then the rain, in turn, floods culverts, soaks the ground, and moves soil without regard to what pipelines may be relying on its support. What we usually hear about is the big stuff, the fireballs in the sky documented by live streaming drivers and neighbors. Last year alone, 3 newly laid pipelines snapped under pressure from landslides in Pennsylvania, West Virginia, and Ohio, causing explosions, evacuations, and millions of dollars in damage. One problem, and this was a general operations manager for Chevron. He was speaking on the same panel as Mr. Bizak and was asked to put the regional landslides into a broader context. We have operations in San Juan Valley and Silicon Valley, and we don't seem to have the same level of concern on those areas. One problem, he said, is eroding local roads, which can cut off access to well pads and hold up millions of dollars worth of equipment, which is what you have on North Deep Paoli. And I'm not sure how that's ever going to get resolved. We have road failures, which have limited our ability to get into our pads and remove water. So we just had a shut-in and down production. Mr. Johnson estimated it would cost $30,000 to properly maintain 1 mile of road, including cleaning off debris and ensuring culverts empty property. It's a township's job, but it's cheap insurance. Maybe that's the right thing to do for us. Even well pads, which are not built on slopes, which Augustine is on a slope, and require flat land, which it's really not, are falling victim to rain-propelled erosion. When the shale boom began, Mr. Johnson said, companies were building these flat platforms with no real thought on the damage component. The failures taking place on our pads are taking place 6 to 7 years after the installation. We in Windsor Woods are still very concerned. North E. Paoli, and I have pictures taken, 16 feet wide. You have a 3-foot hole measured. I put 2 recycle bins in them, and it still doesn't come up to the top, to try to make people aware that there is a 3-foot hole on an area that is only 16 feet wide. And I know Meritage said that they may be improving that area, but I don't know how they can improve by where the restaurant is. Are you going to take over part of the parking lot?
Yep.
How about where the trestle is? There's a driveway that goes up. You're going to take out the telephone pole, and which is part of the driveway. It's at the end of the driveway, and a telephone on the other side. It's still, and you can see there's a car there. I can pass this around if you'd like.
Dan, do you have the drawing? You said you had a sketch you might be able to put up and maybe I'll understand better.
You see that's just an SUV. Is there going to be room for these type of trucks that come in a line like that? The tankers. Have you ever seen them? And they go down the road, they only follow the first truck. They don't consider it's a road that other people have to use. It's our only way in and out. We have King Edward Drive. We are basically 200 plus homes. And we have one way out, King Edward Drive, which goes to North E. Paoli. And you're not allowing Range Resources to use Coleman Road. Why is Coleman Road in such bad repair that you can't have 25-foot trucks on that road? There are signs there. When you turn from North E. Paoli to go to Coleman, to go up to Bednar's. No trucks over a certain weight, and no trucks over 25 feet. But North E. Paoli, it's a mess. And you're going to let these trucks come up there? We're very concerned. And the people behind me, kind of raise your hand, those that are concerned, we're not going away. And we're going to be here because this is vacation month. We're going to be here. You're having new in developments. Traditions of America, 300 and some homes, apartments, other ones. When they do this fracking, you realize it goes out 4 miles on either side of where those well pads are, disturbing the land. Are these people, thousands of people moving into Cecil Township, are they going to be aware that there may be disturbance? I had a new high-pressure gas line put behind my house last summer. Is this fracking going to disturb that and maybe crack it? I don't know. But I was not aware of it when I signed the contract to build my new house. We are the people that you're taking care of. You've got parks, and if there's a blast, people aren't going to be moving to Cecil. They're not going to be bringing their kids in here. We're asking Range Resources to give us air monitoring system down on Sir Charles, which is low, because we have a lot of children down there.
Have they agreed?
Pardon?
Have they agreed to put air monitoring?
No. No, we asked the guy, what happens if the air monitor, if the air quality is bad? He was a deer in our headlights. He had nothing to say. He had nothing, no solution. He couldn't tell us what would happen if the air quality was higher than what is allowed. He couldn't tell us. He had no idea. So please consider not having any more well pads, not signing any more licenses. South Fayette has not happened, and they're a thriving community.
Thank you.